What is the future for East Village now that the Chargers are out? It's time for Building San Diego. Please welcome our guests from Welcome to San Diego Real Estate, Chad Dannecker and Nicole Justice, and from Idea Partners, David Malmuth.
All right, it's time to talk East Village. Very excited about this segment, Chad Dannecker. What's up, my man?
Hey, how are you?
Good. So Chargers officially gone, which has created a lot of opportunity for the possibilities in East Village, my favorite part of San Diego.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are questioning, what's next for that land that was there. And it's interesting because a lot of people were kind of hopeful that that would occur. And now that we know that they're off the table, I think there's some amazing possibilities. So with us today, we've actually got somebody that's very involved in that area, highly knowledgeable in urban planning and really connected to a lot of the property owners, landowners, and developers in San Diego that will be able to shed some really good light on what potential we have coming up for East Village, which is the largest neighborhood in downtown San Diego. And really, in the future, we'll see the most change of any other neighborhood in San Diego.
In my opinion, the coolest, and let's shine that spotlight. David, what's up, my man? How you
Great
doing?
to be here.
Okay, so East Village. I lived in M2I for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I love the area. We'll definitely go back at some point. A lot has changed since I initially moved in there in 2010.
Yeah.
And I no longer live there, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I still think it's a place where there's a lot going on, a lot of opportunity. What can we expect to see down in East Village now with no Chargers on the table?
Well, it's very dynamic, as you know. There's about $1 billion of development that's in the pipeline, and that was all moving forward even without the Chargers as a potential user.
So that didn't hurt when the Chargers said, "No, we're not going."
No,
in.
it's going to help. It's going to help. We've been part of a group called the East Village People that for the last year has been putting an alternative proposal on the table because we didn't think it was right to just say no to the Chargers. We thought we should say yes to something that would be higher and better use. So a group of residents and planners and developers and people who are really invested in the East Village area, as well as Barrio Logan and Sherman Heights surrounding neighborhoods, said, well, what could we do there that could continue to drive prosperity broadly, that would be consistent with the community plan that's already in place and actually be endorsed by the people who live and work there? And what we came up with is called the East Village South Focus Plan. And we went through a community process. We had 350 people involved in 3 different workshops to create this plan. And what we now want to do is we want this plan to be adopted by Civic San Diego, ultimately by the city, and most importantly, get implemented. Because what you have there is the potential over 15 years of developing 15 publicly owned acres. You can create 6 to 7 million square feet of development. You can create tens of thousands of jobs in that area, which is what's really needed.
You think this would be better? Than if the Chargers
Absolutely.
had-
Well, we never really got a straight answer in terms of what the economics were going to be for the Chargers, but we did our own fiscal impact analysis, and we showed that this project has the ability to create tens of millions of dollars of new revenue, 10,000 new jobs, and what it can do is it can really become the glue that stitches together the neighborhoods, and that was very important. It was very important to all the people that participated in creating the plan. They didn't want something that was going to be a barrier. They wanted something that was going to connect the neighborhoods, and that's what great urban planning does. So this plan, at its heart, is an open space plan. It has a wonderful park that faces the library, and around that are a series of buildings, mixed-use buildings, that are really consistent with what's already there.
So this is for the same area?
Yes, starting on Tailgate, because that's already owned by the city.
Gotcha.
And in our plan, we suggest an implementation approach that would allow that to go ahead immediately, because that 6 acres is owned right now by the city. We have to replace the Padres parking, but on top of the parking, we can build 3 million square feet. That could be university uses, leveraging UCSD. We can have tech uses, we can have housing, we can have retail. All of those things could be accommodated, and we could double the amount of parking space by building below grade. So the Padres are going to be better off. Not only do we give them their 1,000 parking spaces, but we can double it, and most of the time, because of the way shared parking works, they'll have more parking. And I think the Padres would be very receptive. They were reluctant. They weren't sure how the Chargers plan was going to work, but we've had some conversations with Padres representatives. We think there's a way that everybody can win, and we can make something that's really going to continue the innovation economy that's starting to flourish downtown.
I tell you what, if you were unsure about how much energy is being put into the development and how much love there is on this area at East Village, I'm telling you, it's something special, it's something different. And that's why I still feel like it's one of the best places to buy real estate. Even today in a hot market where prices are high, I feel like East Village is a great place to invest. I only see it going higher, especially with people who are putting so much energy into making it better. And we also know other things too, like the Idea District, for example, is something that's a big deal. Whole Foods, right? That's a done deal. Ritz-Carlton, that's a done deal.
Well, they've got to, there's some hurdles that they have to overcome,
Always,
clearly.
yeah.
But that's the nature of development. But Idea District, which we started, Pete Garcia, my partner, I started 6 years ago, has slowly started to demonstrate that we can create a downtown for San Diegans. I think that's what we all really hunger. We want a place that's authentic, that has a variety of great uses, that has great amenities, that has public spaces, that has jobs, because 70% of the people who are living downtown right now are commuting out of downtown.
Right.
That's a huge problem. But it's also a big opportunity, because there's a lot of employers who are now saying, wow, there's almost 40,000 downtown residents, and those people are smart, and they have the kinds of skills that I need in order to grow my business. So that employer is now starting to look at downtown very different than they did 5 years ago. So my sense is, with the growth of Idea District and the opportunity East Village South, that we can we can make this cluster happen. We have that moment. We just have to now seize it. And the best thing about the Chargers is now the air is cleared, right?
Yeah,
we don't have
absolutely.
to worry or wonder about that
huge.
anymore. We now know that the opportunity is right there for us to grab.
I mean, you make a really good point. A lot of our guys that are younger downtown, that are these tech guys, they're doing a reverse commute up to Sereno Valley every day.
Yeah.
And they don't particularly care for Sereno Valley, and they don't like the commute. And if you can pull that talent that's right now up in Silicon Valley, those young kids that are the aspiring minds of the future, and attract them to a place like San Diego with our weather, with our beaches, with our amenities, I think that is a plan that could be built around
Absolutely.
for success, 100%.
We already have an incredible quality of life in San Diego, right?
That's it, yeah.
It's a lot cheaper than the Bay Area. The weather's a hell of a lot better.
Agreed.
What we need now is the jobs, right?
That's
we need
it.
those jobs
That's
so
it.
that when people are, and they're living downtown because that's the lifestyle they want. They don't want to have to drive. They want to be able to walk or use a bike. But the missing piece right now is having those jobs so that you don't have to get in your car and drive up and sit 30, 40 minutes in traffic wondering, why am I doing this every day? So I think now all of us who are involved in trying to do economic development downtown and using real estate as a placemaking tool to create that economic development, we all understand what the opportunity is, and I think we're all starting to have a narrative that is a powerful, persuasive narrative that can draw these kinds of employers downtown.
Something everyone can get behind, something
Exactly.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nicole,
It just
you
takes
want to chime
one.
in?
Yeah, I mean, when I first thought about the idea of coming and participating here, I thought about what am I curious about? What's important to me as an East Village resident, and in that 30% that actually works downtown too. I really wondered, what is the plan? What's going to happen to my investment? My life, and what opportunities are there, and what do I have to look forward to, and what can I talk about? And so for me, it came because, and I'm really excited that you're here, because I wanted to learn. I wanted to be able to speak to this and be excited and be with conviction, tell people I bought when people are saying that, hey, prices are up, but I understand that there's so much happening in East Village. And I first moved to San Diego about 4 years ago, and I blindly chose a place at M2I. I searched East Village for another building I liked better and went back to M2I. So
Like
that's
you M2I guys, huh?
Yeah.
That's a popular building
Yeah.
today.
Nice. It's a well priced. The HOAs are lower. Not as many amenities, but you don't really need it. I mean, if you're fit, you're fine. So there's a lot to be said for M2I.
Great neighborhood amenities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think just the energy in East Village and what's happened, and East Village has kind of got that cool edginess, and you've got the art scene, which is great. We've got the technology coming in. We're seeing companies like Underground Elephant come in, Active come in. So House, right? Yeah, House. I mean, that was huge. So we're starting to see more medium-sized companies as opposed to smaller companies fill in. And I think it just takes one anchor large company, a big Google and Apple and HP, somebody like that to come in and occupy, 4, 5, 6, 8,000 square feet. And then next thing you know, it's like the first domino falls, and we just...
Well, now that UCSD has put their stamp of approval, right, which is huge, because they're huge.
Mega impact.
And a lot of these companies want to be where the ideas are created, where the ideas are generated, right? And we've studied innovation districts because that's what we've been doing for the last 6 years. And we noticed that smart companies want to be around places where ideas are being generated, where new stuff is happening, and where really smart people are creating those ideas. So we're now at this moment where, because of UCSD's presence, we now think there's the opportunity for this kind of pylon to happen.
Very exciting.
Message to the CEO of Qualcomm: hey, stop laying people off and take the business downtown. Everybody could benefit from that. Thank you all so much for coming today. Fantastic stuff. Really appreciate your time. Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.